Hello, grade 10, Messi G here, and then we are going to be making a video today on electrostatic. As requested from some learners, we're going to be talking about two types of charge. Okay, some of this work was done in previous grades, but let's go through the work. You will see it's not that hard. Okay, first of all, let's recall that we have, or everything around us is made from atoms, and atoms have different particles. Those particles are the electrons, which are negatively charged. We have protons, which are positively charged, and we have neutrons that do not have any charge. So this is the first important thing. An object is going to be negative when it gains electrons. So objects are negative when gains electrons. You see that one there. When that object has more electrons than protons. Okay? When is an object going to be positive? An object is positive when it has lost electron. When it loses electron and have less electrons than protons. And when is an object going to be neutral? An object is neutral when that object has the same number of electrons and protons. Note the following. The particles here involved in this one are the electrons. The electrons are the ones that is going to be transferred. Either an object can lose electron or can gain electron. This is because the electrons are in the outside of the atom. They're far away from the nucleus, and it's very easy for them to be moving from object to object. So let's look at this one and see if we understand about the charge quickly. So let's say we have an object here that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 protons. So this one have positive 5. All right? And we're going to calculate the total charge or the net charge on this specific object. We're talking about the first object, this one here, object A. So how many electrons there are? There are 6 electrons. So if we add negative 6, because electrons are negative, we can have that this object have a net charge of minus 1. So this object have a charge of minus 1. It is negative minus 1. It have one more electron than protons. Let's go to see object B. And object B is going to be this one here. Now this object has 3, 4, 5 protons and only 4 electrons. So the same story. If you add the 5 plus the minus 4, because only 4 negative, you can see you have only 4 electrons. The final answer is going to be positive 1. So this object B have a charge of positive 1. It means it has 1 less electrons than protons. Right? And if we go to object C, now in object C we have 5 protons and 5 electrons. 5 electrons is negative. Sorry, it's 5 negative. The answer is 0. So this object charge is 0. Therefore, it's to be neutral. I hope that is clear. This is object C. So those are the 3 cases when objects are negative, when objects are positive, and when objects are neutral. So in all the cases, the electrons are the one that transfer from object to object. Okay, so let's go to the next part. The next part is a definition called triboelectric charge. Now the triboelectric charge here present, triboelectric charge is a process where materials become charged when they come into contact with other materials. So if you have different materials and those materials touch each other, then electrons will transfer from one material to the other. If you wrap one object with another object, the electrons will be transferred from one of the materials to the other. This definition is important. So please, I requested to you, you must try to learn that definition. It is quite important. Okay? You need to know what is the triboelectric charge. Okay? Now, there is a triboelectric series. There are a list of materials that is being tested, and we know when you have two different objects touching each other, which material will be most likely to lose the electron and which material will be most likely to gain electron. This is a big table. I didn't write here all the examples. I just put 3 or 4 cases. For example, glass, human hair, nylon, and wool. But these all the materials that should be in that triboelectric series. So in this case, the most positive are on top and the most negative are at the bottom. So if you wrap two objects, the one that is on the top in this list will be positive and the one that is at the bottom will be negative. In other words, the one that is positive is going to give the electron to the negative. Okay, so for example, here we have glass and wool. Let's say you have a piece of glass or glass you drink water with, and then you have wool and you're going to clean the glass with the wool. Obvious, electrons are going to be transferred from one to the other. The more positive will be positive and the more negative will be negative. Therefore, the one that is more positive will give the electrons to the one that is more negative. In this case, you can see that glass is on top here and the wool is at the bottom. So electrons will be moving from glass to wool. Electrons will move from glass to wool. So here in the picture, the electrons will be moving in that direction. Will move to the wool. So the wool will become negatively charged and the glass will become positively charged. The electron will be transferred from the one that is on top to the one that is at the bottom in that specific series table that you have there. The table is going to be given to you. You do not have to learn that table by memory. It's too long. This is only example of 4, but there is many materials, all right? So they will be given to you part of the table and you will be able to understand and explain the situation. I hope this is also clear. And now we are going to the last part of this video. Like charges repel while unlike charges attract. This is very, very, very important. Why so? This is important because it's going to be up until grade 12. So you are going to be using this one from now that you are in grade 10 up until you go to grade 12. Alright, for example, if we have two charges and they are unlike, one is positive and the other one is negative, the forces will be towards each other. They will attempt to attract. This is the force from B on A. I'm going to write FB. Later you will learn about that. Not now, that is not the case. You need to know that the arrows are going to be pointing towards each other because they are attracting each other. Okay, so this is the first scenario. We have another scenario where there are two positive charges, for example, and obviously they will be pushing away from each other. Okay, this is force A and here will be force B. Note once more, we are not going to be going now through why is this B and that one is A. That one is going to be in another time. What you need to know is that they is repelling, they pushing away from each other. This is two negative cases, is also the same. They are pushing away from each other. Okay, so this is all for now. There is an important relationship about this one, which we are going to be talking in other video. If the distance between them is this distance here become larger, let's say the two spheres are further away, then these forces are a little bit smaller because they are further away. And if that distance is going to be closer, the charges are very close to each other, then those forces are becoming very stronger. Okay, so this is all about charges for now. I hope it's understood. It's very important. It's a topic that you are going to carry on up until grade 12. So please learn. This is the very introduction, the very first part of the work. Next video we are going to be doing conservation of charge, and that is all for now. I also have a project. Probably later on I will be start making videos, some videos of learning Spanish. It have nothing to do with physics, but many learners are all the time asking me why I don't make videos on Spanish or why I don't teach Spanish. So it's not the purpose. I'm a physics teacher, but we can I'm thinking of maybe a video once a week on Spanish lesson or twice a week. Just leave a comment. What do you think about the Spanish and what do you think about the video? If it's helping, you just wrote the exams, please let the message because I need to know if they are helping. And thank you very much for watching. Good luck.